state. So all the countries in the region, most of them, they're suffering from this regime after 47 years. I think that Trump will help the Iranian people. Let me finish this story, what Trump posted today on his Truth Social. He put one guy, Iranian guy, yeah, they justified her, okay? That when you see yesterday what's happened, that Mr. Arakchi, who was the Secretary of State of Iran, when he announced that they agreed to open the strait, then the IRGC, okay, immediately they say, no, we are not agreed, okay? And Mr. Trump is lying a lot of times. This give you what I am talking about, the division and the decision of Iranian side. Now, if we run away with this story, okay, they need what exactly Trump need now in this moment. He needs some guys have authority from IRGC. With that is not possible in this moment, because as we hear, okay, from Iranian side, that there's a lot of pressure put on Mr. Arakchi, and they blame him. How you saying that? How you give acceptance to the American side, okay, to open the Hormuz Strait? And at the same time, there is a blockade from USA side on Iran. Yeah. Now the question is, okay, if there is really a leader that Mujtaba is live or he's died? That's the main question now. That's what the USA looking for, because they're trying to make a negotiation in Islamabad last week, okay? You remember that, the Vice President, Mr. J.D. Vance, when he's sitting, okay? But maybe he's sitting directly or not directly, okay? And he discovered that those guys, Khalibaf and Arakchi, they haven't any authority. Because once a while, when they got to reach the a deal, they got a phone call from Tehran, okay? Which meant many people say that it's coming from Ahmadi Wahidi, the leader of IRGC. Yeah, they so close to get a deal last Saturday, if you remember that, okay? Then what's happened, as I told you, that the phone call coming from Tehran, especially from Ahmadi Wahidi, the leader of the IRGC, and told his guy to leave the room, okay, and come back to the Tehran. Now, the condition of the USA to start the negotiations, they need authority from the IRGC. And how does that come? That's come through the media, through the leader of the IRGC to come through the TV and told the world that he will give the authority to any convoy to go to start the negotiation again. That's what's happened here now in this situation, this moment. Yeah, China is so suffering from the close of the Hormuz, if you know. That meant that 60% from the chain supply of the fuel to the China is coming from Hormuz, especially from Iran. So when the USA blocked it, okay, the Iranian oil to not get out, especially to the China now put a pressure on Iran to accept the conditions, okay, and the rules, what the USA put it, the 15 points, okay, which it is very common now. So this is one side of pressure. Also, Europe country, they are suffering a lot from the high prices of the oil, you know. So now there is a conference meeting now in the France between the Europe country to put a plan how to reopening the Hormuz. So the USA refused that. They say, we not need anyone to help us. We call you in the beginning of this war and you refuse. They mean that the Europe country. So this all a lot of pressure. And the third point is the Russia. If you remember yesterday that Russia, they are selling their oil by dollar currency. Well, that's a good point for the USA, by the way. So all of this side is, okay, they put a lot of pressure on IRGC to accept the deal with the USA. And instead of there's no deal, there is a war. The wars mean that the USA will go to the final target to fall this regime, and that's what will happen and will be happen very soon. It is not my impatience, but that is the reality. Okay? Actually, you know that 95% from the Iraqi revenue is coming from the export of the oil. So for more than 45 years, Iraqi can't export any oil. The vessels, they are turn out and come back to the Iraqi ports because the IRGC refused to let them go out. It is effect direct on the Iraqi economy. So the Iraq need money, okay, to cover all expenses, especially the salaries. I think that the new government, if they come to forming it, okay, as they say in the framework of the Shia parties, they will facing a lot of trouble, and if there is no, they can't export the oil through the Hormuz Strait. They try to changing to use the Syria border, okay, through the land, okay, but it is, you know, it is very few amount regarding related to the 3.6 million barrel every day that Iraqis exported through the Arab Gulf. Then the Iraqis, the main, the most country is under the severing of this war and the close of the Hormuz Strait.